The Moon, Earth's closest celestial neighbour and its solitary natural satellite, is believed to have formed during a colossal collision billions of years ago when a Mars-sized object impacted our planet. This catastrophic event turned Earth into a seething mass of molten rock and ejected material into orbit, eventually giving rise to the Moon. This crater-covered sphere, which accounts for a little over 1/4 of Earth's size, ranks as the 5th largest natural satellite in the solar system. The Moon exhibits multiple phases, including new, full, crescent, and first and last quarter. Regardless of its appearance, it can consistently be observed in the night sky, occasionally even during daylight hours. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and noticing a distinct difference in the Moon's brightness and size. This subtle alteration might go unnoticed, particularly when one is only partially awake. However, what appears to be a changed moon is actually Mercury, Earth's neighboring planet. Situated closest to the Sun, Mercury bears similarities to our natural satellite, featuring a surface marked by craters left by celestial impacts. Mercury is approximately 2/5 the size of Earth, slightly larger than the Moon. Consequently, if Mercury were Earth's moon, its presence would exert a more significant influence on Earth's night skies, resulting in noticeably brighter nights. Higher tides would indeed experience an increase in their height, while lower tides would correspondingly decrease in depth. This alteration is a result of the lunar cycle, the period during which the Moon, or in this scenario, Mercury, transitions through all its phases, which would be shortened by 14 hours. Nevertheless, in the grand scheme of things, such a substitution wouldn't yield any significant consequences for our planet. Now let's consider Venus. What if, instead of our familiar satellite, we were to replace it with the third brightest natural object in the sky, following only the Sun and the Moon? Often referred to as Earth's sister planet due to its similar mass and size, Venus would loom large in our sky, much like Earth appeared to the Apollo astronauts when they gazed at it from the lunar surface. This morning star would shine far brighter than the Moon for a couple of reasons. It reflects 6 times more sunlight, and its apparent size in our sky would be at least 16 times larger. Consequently, Earth's nights would be as brilliantly illuminated as early twilight. When observing Venus, you'd discern indistinct swirling patterns within its yellowish white cloud cover. However, it's important to note that Venus wouldn't become Earth's satellite. Instead, the two planets would likely orbit around their common center of mass, following an eccentric orbit. But if Venus were to move at the same speed as the Moon does currently, these two planets would eventually collide in the near future. If Mars were to occupy the celestial expanse instead of the Moon, its presence would undoubtedly be striking even without the aid of a telescope. You'd have the opportunity to marvel at its distinctive reddish hue and observe dark spots on its surface. Even if you didn't visually spot the red planet, you'd undoubtedly sense something unusual in the night sky. Although Mars is only half the size of Earth, it dwarfs the Moon by several times. Swapping a smaller celestial body with a much larger one would disrupt the delicate equilibrium on our planet. Imagine being near the seaside when Mars replaced the Moon. You'd need to evacuate promptly. Under Martian influence, massive oceanic waves would surge, crashing against the shoreline like colossal tsunamis. Mars, reflecting more sunlight than the Moon, would illuminate the night, giving terrestrial landscapes an eerie red tint. With a telescope, you'd even have the opportunity to admire Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in the entire solar system. While Mars isn't sizable enough to dramatically alter Earth's orbit, over time, the two planets might begin to orbit each other, forming a binary planetary system. Given Mars's close proximity, voyages to this planet could become a reality. Now, envision a scenario on a grander scale. If Jupiter were to replace the Moon, Earth as an independent planet would cease to exist, instantly transforming into another moon of the largest planet in the solar system. The only silver lining in this transformation would be the awe-inspiring sky view it would provide. Jupiter, dozens of times larger than the Moon, would dominate the horizon, presenting a colossal, beautifully striped sphere. Should you have the opportunity to witness this spectacle, you'd observe clouds of yellow, brown, red, and white swirling within Jupiter's atmosphere. However, the gas giant's immense gravitational pull would rapidly induce severe earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis on Earth, marking a dramatic and turbulent change for our planet. Earth's mantle and crust would be irresistibly drawn towards Jupiter, causing the planet to fracture and disintegrate. Under the immense gravitational force, Earth's surface would undergo extreme stretching and compression, resulting in bulging motions of over 300 feet back and forth. Unfortunately, Earth's velocity is merely 10% of what would be required to maintain a stable orbit around Jupiter. Consequently, our sluggish planet would collide with the gas giant in less than a day. This outcome is far from favorable, so it's best to avoid such a scenario altogether. Now let's consider Saturn replacing the Moon, a spectacle that would be nothing short of extraordinary. Saturn, over 35 times larger than our Moon, would dominate the sky, covering a significant 18-degree arc, with its iconic rings stretching from horizon to horizon. Earth would find itself at a somewhat greater distance from Saturn than its own moon, Dione. Given Saturn's superior gravitational influence, Earth would become a satellite of Saturn rather than the other way round. Regrettably, Earth's rotational speed wouldn't be sufficient to maintain this new orbit, likely resulting in a collision with the much larger planet within a day or two. Should this collision be averted, and Earth did become Saturn's 54th moon, the gas giant's gravitational forces would lead to massive tectonic upheavals across the planet, tearing apart Earth's crust until nothing remained. A dire outcome indeed. Turning our attention to Uranus and Neptune, these ice giants are of comparable size, larger than Earth, but smaller than Saturn and Jupiter. Both Uranus and Neptune share similar characteristics, including icy interiors, deep atmospheres, and a stunning bluish-green color. If either of these planets were to replace the Moon, the consequences would be identical. So let's leave it to chance. Heads for Uranus, tails for Neptune. The coin flip favors Neptune. In the sky, Neptune, a planet 14 times larger than the Moon, would resemble a brilliant blue hot air balloon, visible not only at night but also during the day. Its size would make it appear 15 times larger than the Sun, assuming all other factors remained constant. During a solar eclipse, the phenomenon would seem to persist for an extended period as the Sun gradually disappeared behind Neptune's edge, plunging our planet into complete darkness for at least an hour and a half. With Neptune being 17 times the mass of Earth, its gravitational pull would be significantly stronger. Consequently, Earth would become a satellite of Neptune, albeit orbiting slightly farther away than Neptune's largest moon, Trident. This arrangement would pose a considerable risk of Earth colliding with Neptune's moon, but for the sake of this scenario, let's assume such a collision is avoided. Nonetheless, there would be numerous challenges to contend with. Tides on Earth would become 1,000 times more powerful than those induced by the Moon, while Neptune's gravitational force wouldn't tear Earth apart, but would cause an increase in temperatures. This in turn would trigger heightened seismic activity, leading to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and potentially even disruptions to the internet. A cascade of challenges stemming from Earth's newfound association with Neptune. In this exploration of cosmic what-ifs, we delved into scenarios where various planets replaced our beloved Moon, envisioning captivating yet tumultuous outcomes. From Earth becoming a satellite of Jupiter, which would rewrite our planet's fate, to Neptune's dominance in the sky, triggering drastic changes on Earth. These imaginative scenarios highlight the delicate celestial dance that shapes our universe. While such scenarios remain firmly in the realm of science fiction, they remind us of the intricate balance that keeps our planet and its neighbors in harmony. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.